All right. Hello and welcome to the Life is Storytelling podcast. I'm your host, Chris Pierce, joined by my co-host, Ernest Gonzalez. Ernest, how you doing, bud?
Oh, today is a good day. We have it, and we are releasing the list right here live, baby.
Oh
Just
God,
kidding.
no!
Just kidding. Just
I was
kidding.
like, what list could he be speaking of? But it's right here, and I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
God
If
damn
you're
it!
watching this in the future, just look at the date and figure out what's going on around there. You'll be good. You'll be good. But
Oh God, you
yeah,
just hear him
man, I'm
knock at my
excited
door
for
at that
this.
moment. Like, what the hell is going on?
We haven't had an episode like this in a while though, where
Yeah.
we're like, here's ideas,
Yep.
like
Yep. We're just talking
I love those episodes always. I love gaming news as well,
for sure.
obviously, right? But like these episodes are always a good time.
And the thing about the gaming news, like we always, I mean, it's with us doing video now, all the
Mhm.
news is up on the same spot
Right,
that we're putting this up.
right.
So it's just like, okay, this needs to be different content,
Yeah.
at least to some
Here's how
extent.
I feel about that news.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if there's
Eat it.
something you saw you wanted to
Eat
bring up
it.
here. But this is
Eat my
definitely
feelings.
so the new Superman movie's out. I think everyone knows that is doing quite well. We're going to talk briefly about that. We're not going back into movies yet, but we are going to the whole point of this episode. If you saw what you clicked on, the DCU is off to a great start. Is it too much to ask the games to follow suit? Because the games are kind of crashing down. Um,
Dang near 90 degrees.
yeah, yeah. For the most part,
So
it's pretty rough. And on top of that, we've like never had a good Superman game. I'm sure there's somebody who wants to contest me on that, and if you want to, man, bring it.
right.
I don't think you're right. I think for the most part, they're all pretty
Well,
bad.
and then because like there's games that like we do it all the time where like this game is not for me. But
Yeah,
then there's also like there's bad
there's
games as
Gollum.
well,
Yeah, there's
right?
Golems
Yeah,
out there.
right,
Gollum
right,
exists,
right.
and it's funny because Gollum and that god awful King Kong game came out the same year. But
That's
one of
right.
them is the one that's earned the renown. Like it's Gollum.
It's Gollum. Right, right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Not that
But
I've seen a lot of Kong fans out there, but yeah.
I hate. Oh, maybe there was enough to keep it under the radar, to keep that hate
Mm,
from flowing, and they're like, "Oh my God, they're talking about it."
right.
Oh, but no, yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot about DC games. But before we get into that, Ernest, we saw the Superman movie. We saw it opening night. It felt so good. If you've listened to our audio only episodes, which is still the majority of what we got here, I have repeatedly talked about how harsh it's been being a DC fan. And the thing I repeatedly bring up is like, yeah, dude, I show up for everything. Green Lantern night one, Jonah Hex night one. It's rough. It's rough out here. I
That's the
like
best
Man of
one.
Steel, and I will say just because I do think the new Superman is better. That doesn't make me not like Man of Steel. I understand there's a stigma against the Snyderverse, and that's honestly because of the Snyder fans. But I still like Man of Steel, and Henry Cavill was a great Superman. Um, but we have a new Superman here. We have a new guy. We have a new Lois Lane. Oh, dude, we have a new Lois Lane, and we have a Jimmy I've never seen. I don't know where this guy came from.
The comics, apparently. I haven't read a lot of Superman comics.
Oh,
But
okay.
like my thing is that Superman has never really like been my guy when it
Mm,
comes to superheroes. It's not like I dislike him, but he was always that's the thing. And part of the conversation that we're going to get into with the games is that
mm.
Superman can sometimes be a little boring
For
compared,
sure.
like, depending on what setting you put him in and
Mm,
how he is reacting to that setting. Like, there is he's just so overpowered is
for
the
sure.
thing. And that doesn't make a terrible superhero, but it's been hard for me to get into historically.
That's fair.
And this is like the most relatable that a Superman has ever felt.
Yep.
Like, at least like personality wise, like the challenges that he's going through and stuff like this. Like, yeah, dude, I loved this movie. It was
Yeah,
so good.
it's so
It
good.
was so good.
And we're not going to spoil it here. Everyone go watch it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's very good. It's
It's
oh,
also just like doing good things as well. And I like when this is the trend, I don't care if it's just a trend, but like I
the
saw a
dog
little thing
adoptions,
that was like, yeah, the dog adoptions is fucking amazing.
amazing.
Like, and if that's happening because of Superman, then hell yeah, Superman.
It's
That's
because of
beautiful,
crypto,
you know?
okay?
Right,
I'm
right. I was
just,
talking about the movie
just like, I know,
Superman.
I know, I know.
And then like I saw a meme of like a dude that pasted his face on Superman's costume and he's like, I helped my neighbor with their groceries today, you
There
know?
you
Like
go.
like yeah,
Okay.
it's great,
Yeah.
dude.
And honestly,
Yeah.
what a time to need this guy. Like really,
The timing
really.
is perfect. Just
100%.
socially, culturally, you
Yeah.
know, like it feels important to the point that it's every other video on my fucking news feed. Like I
Right.
didn't even ask for this. I didn't ask for this, but like I'm okay with it happening for now. I can handle maybe a week more. And then we need algorithm, step it up. Come
Gotta switch it up, man.
on.
But yeah, dude, it's great. I've loved all the positive things I've seen from it. The only thing I've hated seeing from it is somebody edited their face on Superman and the Superman poster when the movie came out.
Oh, different
And
guy.
yeah, different guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that has the
Yeah,
list that you're
he helped
referring
no one
to.
with his groceries. Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I think the whole cast is so good.
Mhm.
I think her name's Rachel Brohans. Bro, I have to look it up. She's from Marvelous Miss
Rachel,
Maisel.
bro. Yeah.
Rachel, bro, but she's from the show Marvelous Miss Maisel, where she's a Jewish stand up comedian. And it's incredible. It's a really good show. Definitely recommend checking it out. And she has other things other than that, but dude, she killed it as Lois.
She's
Like
amazing. Yeah.
whoever she's talking to, I was like, that's fucking Lois right there. That is Lois right there. And of course, Crypto. Come on, man. He's so cute.
Yeah,
And he
man.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and I'm glad they addressed it because there's a moment of like, oh, if we leave this dog here, some cows might die. Like he's
He's bad because he's a
yeah,
bad
he's
dog.
not a good dog.
I love that, you know, like Super Dog is a bad dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And
not a villain, but just like misbehaved. Yeah.
right, he has
Yeah.
not been fully trained, and it's hard to train somebody with that power.
Right.
How it is. And I will to correct myself, Rachel Brosnahan. So I should have just said bro. Should have just said Rachel Bro.
Yeah.
Um,
Period. With a period at the end. It's an
um,
abbreviation.
but so I didn't realize because I was watching this and I was like David Cornsweat, which is a funny last name. Um, I was like, I've seen you before. I've seen you before, but I don't know where. Do you know what he's from?
um, he's in a few things. What was the movie he was in recently? I don't have it in front of me.
All right.
No.
Well, he's in
Uh,
Pearl. He's the one who runs the movie
yes.
theater.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Oh,
a
you didn't
great
like that
scene
movie.
too.
That's right.
How that goes down?
I'm just kidding. No, yeah. But
Yeah.
regardless, what a small
I
role.
I love the memes of like Pearl defeated Superman or
Right.
whatever. Like that's just great.
But what
Yeah.
a small role, and like literally, because literally he has like a few minutes of screen time in that,
Mhm.
and like no hate
But
to
it's
him.
an important role.
It is an important role, but there's nothing
Yeah,
in
and he
his role
plays it well.
there that immediately screams, "Oh, he's a scene stealer. Oh, he's a
Yeah,
star."
or this guy should be Superman.
Oh, 100%,
You know?
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
But James Gunn saw it, and he's like, "We're gonna give him a shot," and that's awesome. Obviously, I
Yeah.
think everyone's heard by now. Nicholas Holt also auditioned for the same role, but I
Mhm.
think that worked out as perfectly as it
Glad
fucking
we kept
could.
him on board there for
Yeah,
sure.
dude. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, because what a Lex Luthor. No hate to Jesse
Here.
Eisenberg, but I'll defend Henry as Superman, but not Jesse Eisenberg as
Yeah.
Lex.
Also, no offense to, you know, Silky Johnson, former player hater of the year, but Nicholas Holt takes it as
Oh,
Lex
100%.
Luthor.
And I love when you get into this, he's just really in control. And like at first he's really calm because he's just confident things are going his way. And like a lot of people have described it both as a negative and a positive, and I understand both angles about how when you hop into this, things have already happened. Like you're not hopping
Yeah.
in at an origin story. It was almost like hopping in like in the middle of a series of comics. Like you're on issue 3 of an eight series comic series. And like, okay, and like there might be a moment of like but then I just felt like it was like just like that you're just into this and it's awesome.
Yeah. And I feel like it's kind of like a form of respect to the viewer in the first place,
Yeah.
in that like we know Superman's origin, you know, and
Hmm.
for anyone that didn't, they explain enough of it there, you know. Yeah, like by
100%.
the end of that movie, you know, he was sent from another planet. His parents are aliens. He's an alien. He's just trying to fit in. You see his job and everything
Get it
and
where
what
you
he's
fit in.
doing there.
Yeah.
Like so it does give you like that whole picture, and they have enough there in the few little words that they say with the or not the multiples of three, but like everything starts with a three.
Right.
And
3 years, 3 months.
yeah, I felt like, okay, like we're here now,
Yeah.
no questions, continue.
Right.
So
And like,
yeah.
I think you're 100% right. And we've talked about that a lot with our movie reviews and games as well, about hand holding and whatnot. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's warranted. Sometimes there's definitely a thing is too much. And some things need a little more. And there's definitely a balance to go with it. And I think Gunn does a really good job here. But yeah, dude, the everything about this movie is so great. Like Superman has also never been my guy. I of course love him because he's part of like the pantheon of gods that I worship. And one of my
For
favorite
DC
fictional,
superheroes.
yeah. Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing
okay.
because like DC superheroes are like there's a whole thing about them being like gods and worshipped and stuff like that. And there's a whole
Right,
storyline
right.
about that. But one of my favorite fiction because there's a lot of them, but one of and like top five fictional friendships is Batman and Superman. 100%. I absolutely love them. They're opposites, and boy, do they attract those gay boys.
They fucking love each other.
They
Yeah.
love each other, dude. I
Yeah.
love it. It's so good, and I know, and I respect to all the people putting the posts out there, being like, I can't wait to see Robert Pattinson interact with him. Like, that's not what's
Dude,
happening.
different
That's not.
universe.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
DC, but there's the Elseworld universe, and I would still love it. Like honestly, like Gun,
Yeah.
pull it back,
And because
change your
and
mind.
because with superhero stuff, we're at the point now where if you do some like timeline stuff or like universe crossing type
Mhm.
thing, like people aren't gonna be like, what is this? Like
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, that happens in superhero stories all the time.
100%.
So
Like the person who
yeah.
was dead 12 years ago just came back. Like you don't know.
Hmm.
Or in
Yeah.
movies
It's
somehow
like
he
Fast and the
returned.
Furious. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You're not
I
wrong.
most people go to Star Wars first, huh? Yeah, my bad.
Well, that just because that
But
quote is something that can be used for a lot of dumb things, and it's
they're
great.
bringing Paul Walker back, bro.
They are. Well, so it's the plan. We got to see it if it actually happens. But before that, dude, I just it feels so good. And I cannot stress enough. Like I almost like I didn't tear up, but I like got misty. With when the movie finished, I was in a theater watching a DC movie where everybody clapped. I didn't start it.
Yeah.
Like people just started. Like there's a bunch of white folks on the plane, you know, and it was awesome. It felt so good, and I was just like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
man.
Our
Yeah.
time is here. We got obviously this is one. We got to keep it going. But strong start, and I will say, Creature Commandos does count as part of this universe, so
And it's
also a great start.
so good. Like if
100%.
we're counting that as a start, that's a A plus start right
Yeah,
there.
I don't know. Shared
That's a
character
S
between the two as
that's a
well.
S tier start,
So
you
good,
know.
and that's
There
already
is a
greenlit
shared
for season
character.
two. Yeah,
That's right.
and then I guess the big
I
test
think
will be because I don't think James Gunn is doing. He's not directing Supergirl. So that'll be the thing because the first two things we've mentioned are James Gunn projects. So we'll see what
mhm.
happens when it's like go on. Obviously, he's still like a producer and stuff, but it's just like
Right.
let's see what we got, man, and we'll
And
see
I
what.
imagine it's a thing where like I don't want to say like gets final say because that might be too intrusive, right? Because you want to give like a
Oh yeah,
director a like
because
freedom
there's
so
a
that
thing
they
called
can make
Final
a good
Cut,
product and stuff.
where
Right.
like the director gets to do the final decision and whatnot, and it's
And
honestly a very hard thing to get. So, but we'll see.
so yeah, yeah, but like I trust him to like employ, you know, good people and like
Yeah,
give them like I need the story to end here. I need you to hit these points and
right.
do what you do or
Yeah,
whatever. Like this is going to keep my universe going. Have at it, player.
and there
Like,
you go.
you
I
know.
love it when he says
Yeah.
playa. That's dude, all over Scooby Doo. You saw it in his writing. But dude, yeah, honestly, super strong start to the DCU. Is
Scooby
it
Doo is
too much?
great.
I've only seen the
Honestly.
first one and it was great, but um, but is it too much to ask the games to follow suit? Ernest, let's talk about Superman games before we get into the state of the DC gameverse. I don't know. See where that's about. But what is something you would, as somebody who's said he's not my guy, not with hate, of course. It's just like obviously
Mhm.
you love Spider-Man, you're gonna go to Spider-Man before Superman. It just happens. You all have your favorites. What would what would a Superman game look like for it to entice you?
So I thought of a couple of things here,
Okay, go for it.
right? Where especially now that I'm like a little invested, like I could use a really good super. If there's a really good
Yeah,
Superman game
super
out there, then like
game.
I would love to play it, especially now. You
Yeah,
know, just I know it's not gonna be David's or whatever, but like that's okay. Just having like a good story with that.
yeah,
So I think because the problem is that he's too powerful in the first place, right?
right.
And to put just an invincible character into a video game, like how do you keep that interesting?
Mm.
Right. So the first thing that I thought of is actually something that apparently has been done before because I did not play this game, but I did see a little bit of a description of it.
Mm.
Superman Returns that
Oh,
came
it got a
out
game.
along
Wow,
along
with the movie.
with the movie. Yeah.
Turn around.
Apparently you start off invincible, you have unlimited power, stuff like
Uh,
that, and the game is more about you keeping those powers in control as you go throughout these scenarios and stuff. So you're trying like not to destroy the whole fucking city
don't hold the
or
button
not to
down.
kill
Just tap it.
everyone with
I'm
these
just-
like right. So like it's more like keeping those powers in control
right.
and like that done the right way though, like with like a like I don't know how exactly it would work.
Yeah,
I
I don't
didn't think
know.
about all the
Yeah,
intricacies, but like
imagine though,
keeping
it's
those
holy.
powers in check might be a good way to implement Superman into some kind of narrative here, you know.
Yeah,
And I feel like it could make for interesting gameplay. Now, that idea right there though isn't necessarily what everybody would want from
right.
a Superman game. Like, because you think about it, and it's just for me, it's tough to get him out there like a Spider-Man, because a Spider-Man could realistically, you know, get out there, punch a couple people in the face, and not worry about just murdering them. And I mean,
But
dude's
so the thing about
bulletproof and
Spider-Man,
stuff. It's tough,
he still holds back his strength
right? Right,
because
but
obviously he's not trying to kill
he get
nobody.
but the enemies that he's fighting, like these thugs on the street, like if
Right,
you're not in rhythm and stuff and they like shoot him enough times, like he's gonna go down.
right, and that's the on the other end of that. Yeah,
And it's like that's plausible,
yeah,
right? Like according to the powers that he has and
very
stuff.
true,
But a
very true.
Superman is bulletproof. So
Yeah,
like what kind of enemies do you put in a game for
and you
him
can't
to
give everybody
be
kryptonite.
able to take them down? Right.
Yeah,
Right. Like, or you make a kryptonite army and just send them out there. Like, I mean, maybe that's a thing, but that's a
no,
thing for one game
no,
too,
no offense, but
you know?
sounds like just Insomniac doing the thing they do with all their gangs, and it's just one of them has a lot of
Right.
kryptonite. It's like, oh
The
no,
kryptonite gang.
right,
Recognize,
right.
bitch.
We invest in
um,
cryptocurrency.
did you want me to go through all mine
Go for it.
in a
Go for
row?
it. What do you got?
Oh, okay. So the other thing I was thinking was like a young Superman game.
Learning his
Where
shit.
he's like, yes, exactly, he's learning these powers, and
Mm.
that would allow for like, you know, a skill tree or progression
And a good
throughout
story.
to like unlock that frost breath, to
Mm.
unlock the laser eyes and shit like that, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I think that could be interesting, but again, how do you lead that into and maybe we just get a one-off and we be happy with the one-off because what did we have before? You know?
True.
But I feel like that could be interesting as well. And it would, if you introduce the right villains here, then like you can make it to where there would be a challenge.
True. It's true.
So, and then my last one, and this might be the least popular with some folks,
Oh
but
no. Just kill them
like a
off.
telltale, like a
Oh, okay.
telltale game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was honestly picturing
it's
that as well with some of the things we were saying. Yeah.
right. And I know I believe we've had Arkham or like
We've
Batman.
had Batman. We've had a few Batmans.
Um, and like Superman it's just so easy to slide anything into,
It
you
is.
know. But overall, my answer is it's really hard,
It
man.
is.
It's really hard to
It
get him in
is.
a video game for those reasons of him being so powerful and like
Right.
what is plausible. Maybe you take him to space, put him on a planet of superpowered people, something like that. You know, like that might make sense, but
So I'm gonna
it
use
gets
that.
tough.
I'm gonna use that to caveat to my what I have here.
Okay.
So I don't think, first of all, if we're talking about a shared universe, we definitely don't start with what I'm about to say. But there is a whole arc, a whole series of comics of Superman in space. He's been trapped. He's been enlisted into essentially like he's like a space gladiator. Like he's stuck in a
Mm,
spot because he's not the strongest person in the universe. He's just the
right.
strongest person on Earth.
Right.
And to
Right.
be fair, he's still strong.
That's
Um,
why like Darkseid shows up once in a while and like whoops
right,
ass, right?
right,
So
right,
like
right. Because it's just
yeah.
like, oh shit, he not only kicks his ass, he like manipulates his brain. But that is something like a coliseum of just other strong folks doing whatnot. There's definitely a story you could tell there, but it would most likely have to be you'd have to follow the route that we're doing with the movie right now, where
Mhm.
it's gonna act like, oh, okay, I'm assuming you know Superman's origin. I'm
Right.
assuming you know what's going on there. We're gonna tell you why he's up here, but you got to know where he came from and kind of
Right.
drop you in on there. And to be fair, you get the voice acting right, you get the story right, and of course the gameplay. You can have a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
imagine. I guess the first thing that comes to mind is some type of like super powered Sifu. Obviously not with the same combos, because that's just not him. Because he's a brawler outright. Because he
Right.
doesn't actually, he's not trained to fight. He doesn't need to be.
He's just strong. He
He's
gets out
strong.
there and just like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
swings and stuff.
The
Yeah.
only thing he
Yeah.
like trains himself in
He's a
doing is he
reporter, you know,
right,
like he's a
and
journalist.
he
So,
actively even like when he's fighting a villain, he doesn't want to kill.
mhm.
He's like he actively wants to see the good in everybody. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's beautiful. His kindness is the new punk rock, you know. But the other end of that, and this is because as we've been talking about it, it is so much easier to actually do the movie for a Superman than a game. Because the thing is, you can have the great story all day, right? You can have a wonderful story, but if you're not having fun playing as the character, that's gonna hurt something. Like
Right.
you might get some people being like, the story's good enough for me to push through, but like I don't know. I really don't know. I'll tell you what you shouldn't do. Just have me flying through an empty city, just going through a bunch of rings, because Superman 64 is garbage. Um,
uh
so I think, and it's just the model, because we had Rocksteady doing Batman, we now have Insomniac doing Spider-Man. You could have something similar. You honestly could, to where he's just like, oh, I'm just not hitting them as hard as I can. That's but the hard part, because I didn't think about it when you brought it up, is like that solves half of the problem. Because you're absolutely right. What are they doing to him to make them a threat? Um,
right.
you can give some people kryptonite, and honestly, it would be weird not to. Like if it's just like,
If the
oh, it's
kryptonite just
gone,
doesn't show up in the
right?
game at all, like
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
gone. Um,
And because it's been like publicly announced too many times for people not to know that kryptonite
right,
is his weakness, you know,
right,
like
a hundred
it's
percent.
a whole song.
Whole thing.
A whole song.
Even in the
Kryptonite.
but it's a whole thing in the movie as well. But it's just I don't know. I actually don't know what you do to make them a threat other than like I picture a rogues gallery showing up, right? Like it's not you're not act like Lex should be the like the overarching big bad. He's not the one you're actively
Usually.
fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the one where like he's gonna be fighting you with the story beats. Like something's happened that you just have no control over because you're in a cutscene watching this take place. Um, like so that's where Lex would be.
Yeah.
You don't want
He'll
to
be
go
like
dark
that
side,
elusive villain, right?
right? 100%, but not in the way of like, oh, he just keeps getting away. I hate that crap. He's just literally not there. Like he's just like he doesn't
Right.
need to be there. I think a fun setting for a lot of people, including myself, to add to the intrigue of the story, because Lex Luthor becomes president, and I know that's a little too real at the moment, but it's just like, hey,
Release the
uh,
list, Lex. God, dude.
as we just saw a show where Wilson Fisk made it as to become the mayor of New York.
Yeah.
Um,
That's oh fuck, that's the thing.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like everybody knows, man. It's like everybody knows. So honestly, I can't think specifically of what would fix it. What would do it. You're absolutely right. A
It's
Telltale is
tough.
where you take out the gameplay and you just get
Right.
the story. In terms of like hoping that more comes from it, that's gonna probably stop right there. Guys, I don't think you're gonna miss out on a lot of fan base.
Right.
Um, what do
You
you
got to
do?
like Telltale games in the first place.
For sure,
you know?
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
that studio went under originally for a reason, and now they're we'll get Wolf Among Us 2 eventually, I guess. Um, but I don't know. I don't have an answer necessarily to fix it. And to be fair, I don't know how to develop a game in the first place. So you guys figure it out, developers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
This
story
is
wise,
wish
I think it
list
can be
stuff.
done. Right. I think it can be done. And that being said, like, yes, you could have like a myriad of projects of a Telltale, um, some type of Coliseum brawler where Superman's up in space, something like that. Um, but thinking of like the real like PlayStation it, like where you're like you're the sad dad, like you're just like, oh, my planet's gone. I guess you're not the dad, you're the son of the scenario.
What
Like,
about old Superman?
it doesn't solve any of the things we've talked about, but
I
that'd be
don't
cool.
know.
That'd be
He's
cool.
weaker
Like,
now. He's weaker now. I don't know.
well, so, and again, when you look at comic continuity, it really doesn't exist because there's multiple different lines where everything goes. Sometimes Superman doesn't get old, sometimes he does. But in a lot of the time when he does make it old, he actually develops a resilience to kryptonite. And if anything, that makes this harder. So it's just like, I don't know.
Damn it.
I don't
Damn
know.
it. This guy's good, man. This guy's good.
And if you make him
Ah,
weaker, I don't know if that necessarily fixes anything either. But you know what?
like
We're
like a
overthinking it.
Benjamin Button game.
We are really overthinking it because we saw Superman. You've all seen it's the first trailer they released. Superman lost a fight. He got smashed into the
Hmm?
ice. He got his ass kicked multiple times in this movie. We can just let him get his ass kicked by people in this movie. Not by common thugs. Obviously, that's where you draw the line there.
Right.
But maybe you have like a general or something that's like above them, and like they have traps and whatnot. Like that, literally. I know this is gonna be like a eye rolling example for some, but Smallville made it 10 to 11 seasons. I don't remember. Uh, of him learning his powers. He fought people. He lost many fights and stuff like that. And there's other Superman shows that do the same. Because there is a thing that does put him at a disadvantage, and that's him wanting to not actually hurt people. Like
Right.
it's the awesome thing. It's so cool, and it's why I love his dynamic with Batman. Is so Batman is Batman, Superman is Clark Kent, and it's
What?
it's
Oh,
because Bruce
wait,
is the
what?
alter ego of Batman. That's not actually who he is. Like the real version of him is when he's wearing the costume.
Oh, right.
And
Right,
then
right.
Clark Kent is what you would think is the made up one. That's who he wants to be. He just wants to be going
Yeah.
around. He is goofy. He is clumsy. He just happens to be super fucking strong. So
And
that's who
and it would
he.
be irresponsible like not to save the day,
Right,
right?
right. The
So,
only thing is he
yeah.
doesn't have to wear glasses. Um, but I love that dynamic. And again, obviously the stories are there. If they weren't there, these two characters wouldn't be nearly held in the level that they are. Um,
Mm.
but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. The thing is, especially if we're going back to the drawing board with the DC games, you're gonna have to. You're you, you can't just do Batman. You just can't. That runs its course, and beyond that, like, oh my god, we almost. I don't know. I don't. Maybe almost is too close to the sun or whatever. We had an announced Wonder Woman game, and my
Uh,
my my heart, I was like, yes, yes, and it was being developed by the people that made the Shadows of Mordor series. Yes, that
awesome
sounds
games.
awesome. Yeah,
And they said it was going to use the Nemesis
Nemesis
system.
system, which is
Oh
now
my
just going to
goodness.
lie
We
dormant.
just won another game with the Nemesis
Right,
system. Please,
a hundred
please.
percent. It does sound like
Man.
Ghost might have a variation of that, but we'll talk about that later. But dude, and they canceled it, and not only that, it's like, well, we're sorry, you got to go too. They canceled the studio, and they send Rocksteady back to make a new Batman game, and that takes us to our next point here. That's the state. That's where we're at right now. And to be fair, especially in the state that like how it's been going with the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, having to cancel Wonder Woman, that bad PR and everything. On top of everything else Warner Brothers related, the canceling of Batgirl for tax write-off and stuff like that.
Right.
Um,
I forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
completely understand going back to something that is a known commodity. Not to say
Mhm.
Superman or Wonder Woman or not, but it's something that's proven itself to work in concept in game form. Because that Arkham trilogy is still held together, held out as like one of the best. Honestly, probably is the best like superhero trilogy. We need one more
Right.
Spider-Man. Oh well, no, there's Miles.
True.
That's
That
fair.
is it's good.
Yeah, but if you want good writing, you go to the
Good.
DC. And yeah, that's just where that is. But I'm just playing.
The
But that also says something that we
the
forgot,
Arkham
Miles, to
series
say.
has some good writing. I'll give you that.
We're going, and
Yeah.
so does Spider-Man. Now that you're being nice. um,
I love
but
Miles Morales.
100%, and that's
Love
probably
that
still my
puppy.
favorite of those three,
Yeah.
those games specifically. Um, but it makes a lot of sense to go back to Batman. Makes a lot of sense. They didn't say Arkham, which I think is interesting because honestly, because Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is tied to the Arkhamverse, and from
Yeah.
what I've heard, not for the better.
Right.
um, so I do think it's not a confirmed thing that this is like the start of a new DC game verse or anything like that, but it can be. And if we get a good Batman game that's not just available on the Oculus, whatever the fuck that new machine is, let everybody play it. You're off to a good start. I think that could be something really good that could lead to something else. Um,
I was thinking of what an old man you sound like, being like the Oculus, whatever that
oh, dude,
machine.
100%. I don't even remember
That
what the newest one is.
thingamajig. It is
Um,
the meta thing, metaverse thing.
well, but there's multiple of the meta. Anyway, now we both sound old. You've entered yourself in here.
It's
But
the Xbox Meta 4. I don't
it's
know.
always okay to misname Xbox because the naming conventions are terrible.
They suck. They're
They
so bad at it.
suck.
You know
Um,
what their podcast is called?
not off the top of my head. What?
The Xbox 2 podcast.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing.
It's
And
the
we'll be the
Xbox
Xbox 3
2.
podcast.
Yeah.
uh,
We won't get a cease and desist at all. All right.
we'll be Box X. We got it. But that's the state. That's where we are now. That's kind of my thoughts on where with Batman coming back up. But Ernest, what do you think? Because obviously it's kind of a shit show right now. What do you think, or what would you like to see from DC games going forward, other than just like one game you like and stuff like that?
So number one, let me just get this out of the way. I think they need to outsource a bit and just stop using like these same studios over
Yeah,
and over again. Not that they shouldn't get work for this as well. Let them continue making these games that they're working on,
true.
but also outsource and try some different characters, man.
Right.
Try some different characters. Like we have a lot of fucking Batman stuff.
We
A
do.
lot of Batman stuff.
We do.
Maybe enough Batman stuff for now. Um, so I have quite a few. Did you want to go back and forth or do I
No,
just
go. No,
go?
I don't even have a list. Go for it.
Oh, okay, so I thought of a lot, man.
Go for it. Yeah, yeah.
So a
I know some top class there.
A Blue Beetle game in LA.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Go on. I'm
I
just
would
kidding.
love
That'd be cool.
that for the culture, baby. And
Oh, for
like,
sure. I get it. I
especially,
get it.
it doesn't have to be like straight from the movie. Like, it doesn't have to be
100%. We
a
should not go back to games being the same as movies.
right. Right. But just having Blue Beetle out there, man. Like
Right.
I'm so intrigued by Blue Beetle. I know enough about him at this point to where like I'm a fan. I'm
Yeah.
a fan. And to like be able to play it the way that his powers work allow for so much stuff within a video game.
I can see
You
the
know, like
upgrade
the
tree
way
just
he was
forming
able
in
to
front of me. Yeah.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Different skills and stuff like that. That really I feel lends itself to a Spider-Man-esque game.
Yep.
With the way that his powers work, the way that you can, you know, he can fly around the city or whatever he needs to do. Like, yeah, man, there's some cool stuff, and I feel like there could be a lot of potential. And
Mhm.
for a good, they've shown that we can tell like a good Blue Beetle story outside of the comics here,
True.
and I would love to see that on like console preferably so that I can play it.
Right.
Please.
I mean, sure, mobile's gonna
Yeah,
always exist, but
but
if you're
in
wanting to
video
push the
games,
universe, you need to put it on the higher dollar machine.
Constantine.
Okay. Get into the
in
magic side. Yeah.
like an LA noir type
Is
setting
everything just
or
in LA?
type video game. It doesn't have to LA noir, man, the game.
It's just you just
Yeah,
said LA for the. It just was
but
funny.
just like, like the detective parts of it and stuff, because I know
Mhm.
Constantine deals with a lot of that stuff, and
Yeah,
then the supernatural element of it would just make it like that much more interesting.
it'd
So
almost be
like,
like a Wolf
yeah.
Among Us, but in the DC. Well, that's actually DC as well, but in the actual DC universe.
Now, just there hasn't been a Teen Titans game in a really long time. I
Has there
think
been one?
2006. Yeah,
Ooh,
2006 there was a Teen Titans game.
okay.
People would eat that shit up. I don't
100%.
even know what you do with it, but people would love a Teen
Yeah,
Titans game. Absolutely. I'm not a big fan, but I feel like
how dare
that's
you?
money right there,
I'm
baby.
just, God.
The stuff I've seen is cool. I've just never taken the time. That being said, I would love a Creature Commandos game.
Okay.
Absolutely. Give
Yeah,
me that. Just like a team
yeah.
game where you like pair up different people or
Oh
something
no,
like
he's
that.
he's
And it's
asking for
just
a hero shooter. I'm just kidding.
it's so unique as far as like stuff that we've heard about. It's one of the reasons I love Gun in Charge is because like we're getting a Clayface movie. You know what
Hell
I
yeah.
mean? Like
Hell
who
yeah.
else would have done that?
Hmm.
Like so some of like the more obscure ones like that. I love Dex. I love Dex. So a Green Arrow game might be really
So
cool,
for a
man.
minute there, I was like, "Is there a character named Dex? I don't know who that
Who is Dex?
is."
Is that a lizard? I think I've heard of him.
Well, but hell yeah,
No, yeah,
Green Arrow could be cool.
a Green Arrow game. Yeah, absolutely. And I could
Have some Black Canary in there.
do some, and people are like familiar enough, like people know it through Arrowverse, so you
Arrow,
could
yeah,
definitely do a thing where you can, um, move further along in the story if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be an origin story. It can be. There's a lot of availability there for you
true,
as well.
very true. And he also has a really good rogues
Um,
gallery.
Now, my main one here is you saw my wallpaper recently,
Oh, I did.
right? What's my wallpaper?
That's Wonder Woman.
It's Wonder Woman. There is a series that started coming out in October of last year, and it's called Absolute Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
And it involves Apollo taking Wonder Woman to hell as like a young lady or a baby, one of those, young person, and takes her
She's
to
not an
hell.
adult. I'm just-
And yes, exactly. She can't make decisions, stuff like that, and gives her to Cersei to raise in hell.
Mm,
So she still has like the powers of the Amazonian.
mm.
Just there is like dark sorcery layered on top
Is
of
she a
that.
bad guy from that?
No,
Okay.
not a bad guy, but a little bit way edgier. I'll
I
say
was gonna say
that,
100%
but
edgy. Yeah.
and yeah, because I mean, you see, she's like wrapped in like red cloth and
Yeah.
stuff like this. Like she's still fine as all get out, but like, yeah, she still has those powers, so she's still gonna be like super strength stuff like that. But with the dark sorcery stuff, especially, and if you're working from like a young part of this story,
Yeah. Mm.
then there's your progression throughout the game to
Sure.
like make that happen. There's a part where she uses the lasso of transformation to turn herself into Medusa, and she
Oh, that's
turns the dude
awesome.
into stone. That
Wow.
would be so sick in a video game,
That
you
would be.
know?
They're never gonna do that.
Um, and no,
They're gonna
probably
give the
not.
normal Wonder Woman a game first, but yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, dude, but I mean, like, if you're worried that this thing is not going to like make money or something, and that's why you're like canceling it, then do something new, do something interesting with it. I just see this as like a very good opportunity to do something just different, like out of the norm.
So I want to.
And
Obviously, we'll never know, but I think the story is fine.
it's
Obviously,
it's
it can be.
young. It's young though. It's like 6 or 7 issues altogether, and I think
Uh,
like 5 of them are out so far.
uh,
So, I mean, it's very much based off of something new, but maybe that's what you need. Like Miles Morales wasn't introduced until
it's very
2012,
new for
something
sure.
like that,
Yeah.
And like they saw the potential there and they're like, this can be great. Let's just
Right.
put it in everything. And maybe you do that with this Wonder Woman. Maybe you do that with one of the other absolute characters because this is like a new little universe that they're
It is.
doing and
There's an
stuff.
absolute Batman.
And
Something like
like,
that.
yeah, absolute Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, stuff like that. Do one of these, man. Martian Manhunter has a lot of detective type stuff going on
He's a
in
cop.
his absolute run here.
Yeah.
That exchange that with Constantine and make it more cosmic or whatever, you know. But like, do something new, do
So
something
here's
new.
my
I
thing.
think that'd be a
Is talking
great way
about
to
the
go.
absolute universe. All of that is absolutely not happening. They don't need to.
Oh yeah, because I mean,
So
these are the most established superheroes of all time,
well,
right?
so and yeah, and to
But
be fair, all of those would be I would eat those up immediately, and I think that would all be very cool. But if you're starting off a universe, if you're trying to introduce characters into a game and whatnot, the stories are already there, and we're not going to know. There's no way the story of Wonder Woman was the problem. Um,
right.
because even looking at what is the RIP, the DCEU, thank God they eliminated that one letter. That first Wonder Woman was a banger. Like that was good. It's just the second one wasn't. Um, so like an origin, you can still do what you just said, like an origin story for Wonder Woman, have her growing up in Themyscira and whatnot, learning about her whole history and whatnot. Um,
Make
and
her like Kratos.
and you can still do that just
Great
without.
sword, you know? Like fuck
And
it.
that's the thing, because regular Diana has killed people without feeling remorse
Mhm.
for it. Because
Right.
much like Hawk Girl, without going into anything there,
I'm not
um,
Superman.
right?
Yeah.
There's characters that do these things. The ones that primarily try to avoid killing are honestly, if they did, they're just gonna obliterate them. That's Flash, Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern. Obviously Green Lantern, he's a space cop. Like you're gonna go get detained for whatever that is.
Right,
Um,
yeah. Cops don't kill people.
well, so that's the thing because that I wasn't even gonna say just detained because that's how you get if you want red lanterns, that's how you get red lanterns. Like that's just you just switch sides and you can't control yourself with your bloodlust and whatnot, and you have a crazy cat. The stories are there. The stories are there, and I love. And if you look at the new stuff, that's awesome, and that can obviously still be a thing. Um, but as for somebody who's been a DC fan for so long, I would love. I want them to focus on like because I think the story already has what they need.
Mhm.
I think primarily whatever the game is what probably the problem is, and even that we don't know. We saw the logo for the Wonder Woman game, and then it's gone. Like
Right.
that's, and again, our thoughts go out to all
I
the people laid off there, but it's terrible. Like they didn't give it a chance to shine at all. Like how are we seeing things about this Mind's Eye game? Like we've seen multiple trailers, but you're not going to show me a glimpse of what Diana's doing at the mascara. Like come on, man, let me see it. Um, and they can say until they're blue in the face that it didn't test well. There's no, they just nobody was liking it. Okay, that's okay.
fix it then. Make it to where
But that
people
is to
like
say, you can
it.
still have your like metal story, like say Diana, because she's killed people without being a stone cold murderer, and
Mhm.
that alone, there's your dynamic. Like she meets Clark, and oh god, the thing that sucks about meeting Clark is like, oh, he makes me want to be a good person. Ugh, it's terrible. Ugh. He doesn't like killing people, but it's like it's okay for me. It's just the whole thing. And it's a way for like to have them rub off on each other, influence each other, have a universe where they don't have to stay in each other's games, making them Justice League games. You can just have your cameo. You can kind of marvel it where you have like oh look, it's Cyborg from Teen Titans coming to visit the Watchtower and stuff like that, and have the characters interact, but that character has to leave or something like that. And you're still playing as your main character. Now, in terms of development, what we're asking for, Ernest, we're gonna be dead. So we're gonna be gone. Because I love you saying like maybe we don't need any more Batman stuff for a while. They announced the Batman game this year, right? They announced that Rocksteady's going back to that. So we're not going to see that game for
For
another
5
4 or 5
years.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that'll be the start.
That'll be when we're dead.
Right. Oh, no, well, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. I don't know, man.
The
Justice
world's
is
fucking
crazy.
ending, dude.
But just to say that, like, we're already kind of starting off a bit behind. And I'm not saying because, like, Marvel, I don't know why we can't just always like find some type of equilibrium. Just stay even keel. Because like
Mhm.
no hate. No hate at all, because I know it has a fan base. The Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, they are fun, they're cool, and they're detailed. Like you have a good variety of characters. Blame Disney for that not being a thing anymore. Too many things separated. But there was a while there, like where you weren't getting a lot of great Marvel games
Hmm.
during, and that was during the Arkham series. And now we're getting these great Spider-Man games.
Right.
There's still supposedly an Iron Man game coming down the pipeline from EA. We'll see. Um, and now we're at this point where Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is what it is. And they canceled the Wonder Woman game, and it's the same thing with movies, you know, like it goes back and forth. Like we had, this is not a one for one because I know one was a lot earlier, but Dark Knight compared to what was Daredevil, it's pretty different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, and it's just so interesting how things shift,
And
and
then
it's
you get Marvel's crazy ass run while like
right,
Snyder
right.
stuff was
Like
happening
the,
or
the
whatever.
the Marvel Tribal Chief, as we say. Yes, it just incredible run, and now they're kind of. I still won't say the MCU is bad. Oh, well, for sure. He just came back. He just came back. We got to put him up.
They haven't
Uh,
fell off enough to be like, okay,
right.
it's
They're
over.
not dead.
Like, yeah,
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 they've made some like they're in a rut, but their rut is still better than a lot of things. I'm just saying,
right.
and I'm
Like
gonna say
people are
this till
gonna
the day I
watch
die.
Fantastic Four.
Right.
Like, yeah,
And I will never say She-Hulk sucked. Y'all back off. Is it cinema? No,
I like.
but it's a good show. It's a
Yeah,
show.
it's
It
fine.
is. I think that is what, because everyone was wanting like it all to be the same. Like, oh, dude, the movie, the show, it's all top tier, and you should want them all to be good, 100%. But it should be there should be a level of difference to when you go to the cinema, go see it in theaters, compared to like seeing the like what should be like the street level stuff, like your Daredevil on TV, like She-Hulk, who's just a lawyer. And
Yeah,
you just get like these
yeah.
stories about these smaller characters and be happy they exist in the universe. Um, and you know what? Sometimes you just twerk with Nicki Minaj. I don't know if it was Nicki Minaj now. Maybe it's Megan Thee
It
Stallion.
wasn't.
Was it
Yep,
Megan Thee Stallion? Okay.
yep.
It's been a
Shout
couple
out
of
to Clay
years.
Thompson.
Amen. Acknowledge. Um, but regardless, DCU with our two projects so far, we're looking good. We're looking mighty fine. We've got Ernest, the ultimate DC hater, on our side. Or what is this? Just DC hater,
Right
DCH.
here. DC hater. Hell yeah.
So maybe we get that good Jonah Hex game we've been wanting.
I do like Batman.
I know you like Batman. I'm sure there's other
Batman's
characters you
cool.
like too.
Yeah,
People,
Batman's cool. Flash is probably my favorite.
I love
Like,
Flash, and I will say
and
not Ezra Miller's.
I would love a good Flash game.
I would love a good
Fuck
Flash
yeah.
movie. No,
I would love a good Flash movie.
so did
Oh,
you watch Justice League the animated series at all?
was it good? Not a lot.
Okay, so that's like my Flash. That's the Flash I
Mm,
primarily know, and
that's
he's
Barry, right?
yeah. Well, for a while. Anyway, we're not. Sorry, I don't need to get into it.
Make an absolute Flash game. There's an absolute Flash.
Okay. But instead of running forward, he runs backward. It's crazy.
There's no Speed Force.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and
He's
he's
just
like trying to
fast.
figure out his powers and stuff. Yeah,
Okay. So to
it's
be
crazy. He gets
fair,
them by some other means. I don't know.
there was no Speed Force in the beginning of the Flash. It just came. They made it a thing later. So it's
Yeah,
just
they do it. They're doing it different. I don't know what
no,
it
no,
is.
no,
I
no, 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 no,
Wikipedia'd
no,
it
no.
earlier.
But like once
You know.
once they introduced the Speed Force, it was always there.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
he just didn't. He wasn't aware,
right.
and then
Like
yeah,
they were
okay,
like,
okay,
okay, you know
gotcha.
what? That was the Speed Force, and yeah.
Whole
So
time
yeah.
it was there. Yeah,
So, but regardless, Flash is such a good character. I absolutely love him. He like obviously the Trinity, which I imagine you want to get the Trinity down, which is Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. But Flash, and honestly, Green Lantern, dude, you want to do something different? Obviously, Hal Jordan, I think no, because we're at a point where we could do a John Stewart. But
yeah.
also if you want to go a little more balls to the wall, Guy Gardner, it's a little popular right
He
now.
is. He is. Or like do all of them. Do the three of
You
them.
can, you can
You know
do it. Do a
that'd be
buddy cop
awesome.
game, man. Do a buddy cop.
Yeah,
Do a buddy cop thing. Guy Gardner's hilarious when you get them all together. It's
yeah.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
oh, dude, a buddy cop with like pick like Hal or oh, what's his name?
Jon Stewart or Kyle Rayner.
You just said it, huh?
Oh wait, are you talking about Guy?
What's the other Green Lantern?
So
Hal
there's
Jordan,
Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner.
John Stewart.
Okay,
So you could pick like Stewart or
Stewart's great because he's the
now I'm
serious
getting
one.
mixed up again.
He's the one who
And
was in the Arkham. Yeah, yeah.
put whoever with Guy Gardner, and it's going to be like that. Should be awesome.
So
Yes,
let me ask you this,
that's perfect, buddy cop. What's up?
because we're getting a show called Lanterns. Guy Gardner's in
Yes,
it, and we're gonna have Jon Stewart. Do you think you're gonna check it out?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna I'm on board with the DCU. Absolutely.
That's all this video is for, folks. This isn't
if
actually
they
going out on
keep
YouTube.
if if it keeps up this quality, because like we said, the first two things that we've seen from it, fucking awesome. And
Strong
apparently,
start.
like Peacemaker, he's bringing Peacemaker over. That was his the whole
Right, and
time.
that's in August. So yeah.
And they're just like, woo, new universe. Anyway, let's go about our business. And
Yeah.
but yeah, like cool, dude, just do it. So the three things: Peacemaker, I love; Creature Commandos, I love; Superman, I love.
Fair deal.
I'm gonna stick with it then.
Hell yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's
I
see
like
what
that.
happens. Let's see what happens.
Right.
I want to
Yeah.
see Clayface already. Just like the
Dude.
concept
And
is
like
awesome.
Mike Flanagan directing and writing it. Come on now. That's perfect. That's perfect.
It's gonna be messed up. It's gonna be messed
It
up.
is gonna be messed up.
R-rated, baby. Let's
'Cause,
get it. Yeah.
I might have shared
They
it
called
in
it a
here.
body horror. I
Yeah,
think James Gunn
100%.
was like, I'm gonna do it body like it's gonna be a body horror thing.
Because he in an interview with Mike Flanagan, because he just had a movie come out recently, something Chuck. Life sorry.
Good luck.
Not good luck, Chuck. It was a Stephen King adaptation. I can't think of the name right now. The next thing I want to say was The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, but that's Ben Stiller. But he brought up, because there's a couple episodes of the Batman animated series. Ron Perlman voices Clayface, and the story is he's an actor. He's an actor who has wanted to be great for the big screen and whatnot, but something happens and he gets this Clayface ability, but he can't always stay in the forms he takes, and it just does a lot to his psyche. It is very much a gothic body horror drama, and if he's taking inspiration from that, holy shit! Come on now,
Yeah.
come on now.
Awesome.
And of course,
Let's
Mike
get
Flanagan.
it.
Come on, man, dude.
Mike
He's in a
Flanagan.
Kojima game, like it's pretty great.
Once you make it into a Kojima game, you're an absolute star, top
100%.
tier.
100%.
Yeah.
But speaking of that,
Keeley has his own awards, dude.
and that's only because he was in a Kojima game. And I hear Conan's on the got to host the Oscars because he was in the
Conan has his own channel on Samsung TV.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
So
it's because of Death Stranding, because he gave you that otter hat all those years ago.
Yeah.
But in terms of so just to echo, I agree with you. You need other characters. You can't just do Batman. I 100% understand why you're getting the same studio to go back to the same character. I don't think that's a bad choice.
Because they've done it well in the past. Right.
And if you want to, the thing about you want to do all this stuff new, you got to get off to a good start, right? And honestly, just do that. It should not be a retelling of the Arkham games or anything like that. It should be new. I would hope it's new. But there's always going to be a part of me, the nostalgic part of my brain, that it's like, oh, but it is Arkhamverse. We're retconning Suicide Squad. And it's just like, okay, let's see. Because Kevin Conroy will always be dear to my heart.
You'd be good with that?
Well, it depends. All of it, especially something like that, I got to see it. I got to see the trailer. I got to see the synopsis, see what we're doing. Because the other thing is, there's no reason to go back to the Arkhamverse, which they should have realized with the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because Arkham ends. The third game,
right?
He's gone, and there is an openness to be like he might not actually be dead. He might be living his life. The whole thing. And again, that's still fine. That's completely fine. But and you can even keep it in that universe if you want. No, you can't, because we're doing a Batman game. We can't just do that. So regardless, I do think they should do a new Batman. I wouldn't expect the gameplay to be too different, because honestly, it hasn't changed in a minute, and I don't know if Batman's the character you change that gameplay for. Um, because all that's done, like it's the same gameplay for Spider-Man. It's
Yeah,
just
like
it works for your
that
beat
like
'em up heroes.
rhythm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's your beat 'em up heroes. Just get the story right, get the world right. You get people in there, you make your money. And it's the scary part because it's the developers who don't decide what to do with the money. And it's just like, okay, Warner Bros. Now show us what you got.
Now give us an absolute Wonder Woman game,
There you
right?
go.
Hell
Yeah, hell
yeah,
yeah,
dude. Hell
hell yeah,
yeah.
hell
Yeah.
yeah. Again, if they ended up doing it, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I think they should give the characters the time in the sun with the stories we already have. And when I
Mhm.
say that, because just
You
like
mean like the
movies,
classic characters, the
right?
classic
But it
with their
doesn't have to be
origin
just a
stories
direct
going.
100%. Oh, this is what happened in the comic. We're telling you the exact same story because that's not how most of these like successful things have worked.
Mhm.
Like in the Arkham games, there is a history of stuff you already know, which I think is great, and it's really cool for like comic fans to be like, "Oh, Batman's referencing this time he did this and all that." Um, but you're playing through a new story, like something new. And like there's just a lot of things you can do with that while referencing comics because there's just so much. There's
Mhm.
so much source material. It's the same situation that, and he's come a long way. Love you, M Night. You're doing great. Avatar was such like it's so easy to just slam dunk that. Like I don't know,
Right.
but when you start
Yeah.
misnaming characters, when you make the Earthbenders not know, oh, we're on Earth. We can bend these rocks. It's just weird. It just gets weird. Um, respect the source material. You can use it in any level of like influence for what you're working on now, and from there build something new. And I think from there you're gonna get old. You're never someone's gonna complain. You got to accept that. But you're gonna
No
get
matter what.
people who respect the comics and like love seeing this, or they're not gonna care about that old stuff and they're just gonna enjoy the new stuff. And you're wanting to hit that sweet spot in the middle. So we'll see what happens. We're asking a lot from a studio that's just not studio. Sorry, it is not Rocksteady. It is their
WB.
forebear. It is WB 100%.
Right. Yeah. We if you could do like some kind of search to find every time that we said WB on this show, very often it's followed by like negative things.
Yeah, 100%.
so
100%. Like that.
yeah.
Ubisoft. We try
Hmm.
with Ubisoft though. We really do.
And
Because
because sometimes they come through,
they
you
do.
know?
Like we
Yeah.
we didn't play it, but we had nothing negative to say about Assassin's Creed Shadows.
That because we didn't play
It's
it.
fair,
No, I'm
but it
just kidding.
also ended
I'm
up
just kidding.
selling really well.
Right, right.
I'm
It
just
did
saying.
well. We were rooting for it.
And I
You know,
have
we
that
didn't want
wish
that to be
listed for
bad.
going on sale, man. So we'll
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes. But now Yote is coming out, and I'm like, I'm gonna pick this Japan. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of ways they can go about it. I do think if the right decisions are made, and that's such like a cop out, because like, obviously we don't have any control over it, but if the right decisions are made, if the focus is put in the right spot, and of course if the money is spread where it needs to be, I think we can do something here. I think we can
Mhm.
absolutely come back and do a lot better than Multiverses did when it came back. Uh, so again, Warner Brothers,
That's a Superman game.
he's in it. Fair enough.
But and he can get beat by like Thelma. or
And yeah,
something.
fair enough. See, Tom and Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cartoon law, man. Cartoon law. They can't die. Oh wait, that's the worst characters because they do die in their show. Um, but we'll see. That's the ultimate thing. We'll see. They've only announced the Batman game right now. Um, if they do, and I think you're absolutely right, Ernest. If you outsource, if you get other studios to work on things like right
And you can have
now,
something original, right?
right? Like we're expecting, we got to see it. Please, please, God, let us see it. We have a Blade game coming down the
Oh
pipeline
yeah.
from the people that made Dishonored. I'm
That's
like,
apparently doing well right now
we'll
as far as
see.
production goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
Not the movie, but the game. But the
not the
game is,
movie. Yeah,
um, and we say
that's
that just
bad.
because it just
That's doing
started.
bad.
The movie's like
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali, the star, is like, you tell me. I haven't heard nothing. It's like okay, but that's just an idea. Like that's an example. Obviously, when that comes out and if it's successful, that'll be a great example.
Yeah,
But we got to wait and see how that's going to turn out. But I'm excited. It's a great time to be a DCU fan, a DC fan in general. Um, and I'm very curious to see where we're going to go from here. I'm very curious.
I'm excited. I'm
Same, man.
excited.
Same. But if the folks want to keep up with us while we're covering all this, Ernest, where can the people find us?
So if you like to stay up to date with the show, you can find us out here on all these social medias, baby. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube, obviously, right? And if you'd like to reach us directly, you can find us at lifeisstorytelling at gmail.com. We appreciate any and all feedback, and we fucking love you.
We love you so much. We will be back next week. The plan as of right now is to review Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I just beat that a couple of nights ago. Ernest is a decent bit of a way through, and yeah, we'll see how it works out. Jace, leave your father alone. I'm just kidding. No, but that's the plan for right now. Obviously, if things change, we'll bring it up here. But Ernest, thanks for hanging out today, man.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Always
Always.
a
Thank you
pleasure.
for having me.
Of course. And thank you all for tuning in and hanging out. It's going to be a minute. I'm having a bit of a delay here. Oh, man. This is great.
Bye. Bye.
Now we can say bye.
Bye.